Hello, everyone, and welcome now as we start the third calendar week in our Lenten reading through the 40 chapters of Exodus during the 40 days of Lent. We now encounter chapter number 11, which means that we have concluded the first quarter of Exodus, and now we are beginning the second quarter. We left off the nine escalating plagues. The effect was growing more severe, but beyond that, Pharaoh's response was also growing more severe in a way of looking at it through each plague. And of course, it was really we've been approaching the brim of this, as it were, the culmination, the climactic scene, which now we uncover today. So chapter 11, God says to Moses, I will bring one more plague. After that, he will release you. In fact, he's going to drive you out completely. Remember, Pharaoh had been negotiating. First, you can have your religious vacation staying here in Egypt. Then said, well, you can go just barely outside of Egypt. Just your men could go and not your women. And a series of stipulations. God says he's going to make it to where Pharaoh's going to drive you out. Then in verse 2, the people are going to request gold and silver from their neighbors. And so this will come back to this at some point. Verse 3, apparently Moses, his reputation is great now throughout Egypt. Moses tells the people that at midnight God is going to go throughout Egypt. All the firstborn in the land will die, from the firstborn son of Pharaoh all the way to the firstborn of a slave girl, as well as the firstborn of the cattle. There's going to be a great cry in Egypt that is unparalleled. But against Israel, not even a dog will bark, it says. All your servants will come and bow down to me, saying, go, and all the people follow you after that. And Moses went out from Pharaoh in great anger. So he told this to Pharaoh, that you're going to be begging me to leave. Of course, Pharaoh is angry. God says to Moses, Pharaoh is not going to listen to you. And so, once more, Pharaoh's heart is hardened here in this very brief 10-verse chapter. So once more, Pharaoh is receiving a warning of this. That this is something where it's resting, as we say, the ball is in Pharaoh's court. He really ought to know after 9 previous plagues that what Moses says will happen will occur. It's amazing how Pharaoh is very detached from reality. He's been hardening his own heart. Now God is hardening his heart somehow. Clearly he must realize that this will occur. That's why he was angry. However, he's willing to assess the cost, it seems, and live with the cost. The firstborns in the ancient world specifically, are a unique testament to a family, a unique legal standing, a unique social standing. They represent such a great deal. And here from the greatest to the least, even amongst the animals. The broader creation here has been suffering, given Pharaoh's mismanagement of his kingdom. Where we started in this book was Pharaoh was taking the life of the male children. First, in a less direct, more subtle way, having the midwives do it, and then later in a much more direct way. And now, after all of this time, things have come in, have been reversed, albeit that this is a different Pharaoh than the one from chapter 1 and chapter 2, but still. But the difference is this, that while Pharaoh in chapter 1 and chapter 2 did not give any opportunity for any kind of reprieve from that commandment to kill the male children, God is giving it to Pharaoh here, all kinds of patience. God is certainly demonstrating his unstoppable power that reaches into all facets of creation. But yet, God could have started with the most severe famine of plagues, but is continued to escalate based on Pharaoh. And so now we close off this chapter, a little bit shorter of a video today, which is fine because I'm getting this one out a little later than what I would like. And thank you for joining with me. I'll meet you again tomorrow. And as always, if you have any questions or anything else to engage, I'm glad to do so. Thank you all.